ABC friends, Wes here checking in. Got another vinyl Survivor. What I like, what I didn't like, and yeah, it's been a little while since I did one of these, but I'm got a pretty good couple stacks here to go through. This is more like how this series should be. You know, I should probably be keeping about 2/3 and getting rid of about 1/3. That's a pretty good ratio, I think, of stuff I buy. So definitely getting a little better at this, getting a little more. I don't want to say picky. A little more critical in my listening as to, you know, what do I really like, what do I want, what am I actually going to be listening to. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Of course, always start out with the stuff that I didn't like, that I'm not going to be keeping. First thing we got here is Lisa Lisa Cult Jam with Full Force. Sort of 80s dance pop sort of stuff. I guess you might call this freestyle, which normally is my kind of thing, but this one it didn't do anything for me. I think the hit on here was Can You Feel the Beat, which is the only one that I even remotely liked on here. So yeah, it was fun to listen to. I'm glad I got the chance to listen to. I think I only paid $0.25 for this, so maybe even 10 cents. It might have been a 10-cent day purchase from the library sale, but it was cool to listen to, but not going to be keeping it. Next up is something that kind of surprised me that I really didn't like it, but I listened to it and didn't like it, and then I put it back in rotation, and when it came around again, I just didn't like it again. This is Laura Nyro with Smile. It didn't do anything for me. And there's already so many other sort of female singer-songwriter type things that I like Jewel for more modern stuff, or Joan Baez, or Carole King, and stuff like that. This one it didn't do it for me, so I'm not going to keep it. Next up we got The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl. The only thing I think I really liked on here was My City Was Gone. It's kind of a cool deep track, something I hadn't heard before, but you know, got Back on the Chain Gang here was the big hit. But yeah, it wasn't for me. Glad I got to hear it, but I'm not going to be keeping that. Alright, next up we got Wynton Marsalis, Black Codes from the Underground. Again, this is good. This is really good jazz music, really well played, but just not something I think I'm going to be revisiting anytime. You know, I've heard it. I got it. I'm glad I got the chance to hear it, but don't think I'll be revisiting it. So that one's going to go. And another Wynton Marsalis is Hot House Flowers. Sort of from the same, these are both sort of mid-80s. Black Codes is 85, and Hot House Flowers is 84. So yeah, these are both released one after the other. Yeah, cool. Like I said, I'm glad I got to hear them, but they didn't blow my socks off or anything. Next up, we got Randy Newman's Little Criminals. The only songs I liked on this album were the last song on each side of the record are solo piano songs that he does. I like those okay. The rest of the album, when it's a full band, I don't like it at all. I think Randy Newman is best solo. So, don't feel the need to keep this. I've heard it. And don't need to keep that. And the last thing here that didn't make it, sort of a local group here that sort of made it big. We got the Bellamy Brothers, Two and Only. And didn't think I would like this when I bought it, but I thought, you know, they're local guys, and I figured I'd give it a chance just to see what it's all about, and it was pretty much what I expected. Um, didn't really do anything for me. It is a promo copy, but that's the last one that's going to be going. So here we are to the good stuff, the stuff that I'm keeping. We got Gordon Lightfoot with "Cold on the Shoulder." The title track was the hit song on here. I think I like "Cherokee Bend" was really good. "Bells of the Evening." Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff on here. Really good Gordon Lightfoot album. And another good Gordon Lightfoot album, we got "The Way I Feel." This is some more early stuff. This is probably from 67. Of course, "The Way I Feel," the title track is really good. This is probably the first issue of Canadian Railroad Trilogy, which it seems to get reissued over and over again on his albums, live albums and greatest hits and stuff. "Softly," A minor ballad. Yeah, but the title track is "The Way I Feel" is great. So really good classic Gordon Lightfoot album. Glad to have that in the collection. Next up, we got Styx, "Caught in the Act Live." It's cool to hear this live. That. And these are pressed on audiophile vinyl. It's sort of like almost a deep purplish color. Hopefully you can see the light coming through that. But yeah, sounds good, and it's a fun concert if you like Styx, if you like that sort of arena-oriented rock, I guess they call it. Sort of, I don't know what else you would call it. Melodic rock, I don't know. But I like Styx, and that was really cool to have that. Next up, we got one that I didn't expect to like as much as I did. I've heard sort of the hits off of here, but I've really liked this a lot. I mean, this is really well recorded, and just really great songs. We got Tracy Chapman. It's great. I can't say good enough things about you. About this. Like I said, I thought this was going to be something I didn't like. I thought, I've heard "Fast Car." That's it. That's the best song there is. But all these songs are really, really great. This is just a great album in general, just all the way through. So that's a keeper. I just need to find a nicer copy. This one's the album is okay, but the jacket is pretty rough. Alright, next thing we got here, Joan Baez in concert on Vanguard. "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You," Jordy, "Copper Kettle," "Kumbaya," "What Have They Done to the Rain." Yeah, good. Just, this is one thing, comparing like Joan Baez to the Laura Nyro, Laura Nyro seems very one-sided to me, and Joan Baez, the songs are just, they're all different. There's ballads, there's love songs, there's classic folk songs. Just a lot better to me anyway. And then we got Joan Baez Volume 2. Another sort of classic one there. And this was an upgrade for one I already had, just a nicer copy. So exchange that for what I had. Next up, we got a cool sort of demonstration record, I guess is the best way to put it. It's a journey into stereo sound. Back when stereo was first out, they came out with these sort of presentation records to demonstrate stereo. So there's trains, passing by, and race cars, and then they have different cuts of different kinds of music in stereo, and just really cool stuff. Really fun, sort of kitschy, sort of oddity, and it's fun to listen to. Actually, very well recorded, very good condition, and it sounds amazing. I mean, I cleaned this up, and it sounds great. Probably didn't get played that much. That's probably why it sounds great. You know, probably played it one time to, you know, once or twice to, you know, show off their new stereo, and then that was it. So that was a cool find. I actually had this back when I was in high school, and I gave it to a DJ friend of mine. There's a lot of, this has been sampled a lot. If you've ever heard like a sample of like a British guy talking about audio things on like a hip hop album or anything, it's from this. This is where it came from. So I gave that to a friend, and I was glad to find another copy. Next up, we got a fun sort of comedy album. Got Dick Clark's Radio's Uncensored Bloopers. Just a bunch of radio bloopers on here. Fun listen. Very enjoyable. Next up is one I've been looking forward to, and I know it's a favorite among many in the VC. This is Renaissance. This is their live Carnegie Hall performance. 2-album set. Just huge. Basically big long jams. Just great stuff. Great sort of progressive folk, who knows what you call it, just great music. Killer stuff there. And then we got the Cars. This is the, I don't know if this is their debut. This is their self-titled. Basically every single song on here was a hit, and I think this has more hits than Thriller on it. So I mean, I knew this well. It's fun to listen to, though. Definitely going into the collection. I enjoy the Cars a lot. And this next one didn't have as many hits, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it even more because there was more to discover on here. I just love discovering sort of tracks on albums that I hadn't heard before. And this one was great. This is the Cars Shake It Up. So I'm really looking forward to the other Cars records I have that I haven't heard yet. And then we got another fun Christmas record here. This is John Denver and the Muppets at Christmas Together. Just some more fun Christmas stuff. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, this is something that blew my head off last night. Oh my. Hey VC, so apparently I deleted the second part of this video before I got a chance to get it copied over to the computer, so I apologize. I look a little different, but I just wanted to finish this video up without having to start over from the beginning. There's only one album left, really, and it's a really important one, so I wanted to share it with you, but I didn't want to start over from scratch. So anyway, the last album that has made it into the collection is Carlos Santana, Mahavishnu, John McLaughlin. This is Love, Devotion, Surrender. This is probably pretty well known in the vinyl community. If not, you need to know about this. This is an amazing album. Just so spiritual. Just wow. I mean, incredible. I mean, Jim and the missus were down, and he asked me if I had this, and at first I said no, and I'm like, then I saw it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do have that. It's in my stacks. I hadn't listened to it yet, so I went ahead and got this out, cleaned it up, listened to it, and it is definitely a killer album. So if you check out anything from this video, check out this one. Santana, John McLaughlin, Love, Devotion, Surrender. Just an amazing album. Go ahead and show you the gatefold. Not too much to see here. Just a little information about it. A little bit of writing and a picture of them. So yeah, that was those are my latest vinyl survivors. Hope you enjoyed this video. Got another one coming real soon, actually. And stay tuned, and we'll see you again real soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers.